Welcome to Brahmrishi Vedvyas Path, Ancient Wisdom Research Methodology. We are today face to face with the sixth phase of Ancient Wisdom Research Methodology. It is going to be the second phase of Kaal, Vidhi, Vidhan. Today we will be face to face with transition from hypercube 4 to hypercube 5 format. Let us open a new page. Let us mention it that we are along Brahmrishi Vedvyas Path. On this path, we are chasing ancient wisdom research methodology. Today we are in the sixth step. This sixth step is the second step of Kaal, Vidhi, Vidhan. In this second step, we will be face to face with format, features and values of transition from hypercube 4 to hypercube 5. Hypercube 4 is the representative regular body of real force space presided by Lord Brahma. Hypercube 5 is representative regular body of 5 space in force space with force space presided by Lord Brahma and 5 space presided by Lord Shiva. Hypercube 5 is depiction of transcendental domain within force space. Force space is presided by Lord Brahma and 5 space is presided by Lord Shiva. Hypercube 4 is a fourfold manifestation layer of quadruple values 2, 3, 4 and 5, making a summation value 14, and we know that hypercube 14 is a fourfold layer 12, 13, 14 and 15 of the summation value 54. Further, we know that hypercube 4 is of 9 versions parallel to 9 geometries of force space. Hypercube 14 is of 29 versions and the formulation Brahma is of TCB value 29. Let us have a pause. Let us revisit these format, features and values of hypercube 4. Hypercube 4 is the representative regular body of force space. Force space is presided by Lord Brahma. Lord Brahma is a 4-head Lord with each head equipped with a pair of eyes, and Lord Brahma sits on the lotus seat of 8 petals, and within the cavity of heart of Lord Brahma is the transcendental seat of Lord Shiva. These features of idol of Lord Brahma are parallel to the features of hypercube 4 with 2 space in the role of dimension, 3 space in the role of boundary, 4 space as a domain and 5 space as origin. The fourfold layer 2, 3, 4, 5 as quadruple values is the fourfold manifestation layer of hypercube 4, representative regular body of force space, and this quadruple manifestation layer is of the features of idol of Lord Brahma. Lord Brahma is the overlord of a four space. Lord Brahma is a four-headed Lord. In each head of Lord is a pair of eyes. In the cavity of heart of Lord Brahma is the seat of the transcendental Lord Shiva. Lord Brahma sits gracefully upon the lotus seat of 8 petals. A step ahead, let us now be face to face with hypercube 5. Hypercube 5 is a representative regular body of 5 space in 4 space. Hypercube 5 is a fourfold manifestation layer 3, 4, 5 and 6 of summation value 18. Lord Shiva is a 5-head Lord. Each head is equipped with triple eyes, and within the cavity of heart of Lord Shiva is the seat of self-referral Lord, Lord Vishnu, overlord of a 6 space. Today our focus is that we shall be face to face with transition from hypercube 4 to hypercube 5. That is, we want to have a transition from creator's space. We want to have a transition from 4 space presided by Lord Brahma to 5 space presided by Lord Shiva. The transition from 4 space presided by Lord Brahma to 5 space presided by Lord Shiva is being chased in terms of format, features and values of hypercube 4 and hypercube 5. Let us have a pause and let us be face to face with the phenomenon of hypercube 4 as well as hypercube 5 being the representative regular bodies of 4 space and 5 space in 4 space. Let us make a specific mention as that we are chasing transition from 4 space to 5 space in terms of hypercube 4 and hypercube 5. Hypercube 4 as well as hypercube 5 are the representative regular bodies of 4 space and 5 space in 4 space. Therefore, at this initial stage of our choice to have a chase of transition from 4 space to 5 space, we are opting for the format features of hypercube 4 and hypercube 5 as representative regular bodies of 4 space and 5 space in 4 space. Though our urge is that we shall have a transition from 4 space to 5 space, but our initiation for this chase is in 4 space itself. Therefore, for this transition from 4 space to 5 space, our initiation point is the 4 space itself. We are starting our chase from 4 space. Within 4 space, our start for transition comes to be in terms of hypercube 4 as a representative body of a 4 space in 4 space, and hypercube 5 the representative body of 5 space in 4 space. Therefore, hypercube 4 and hypercube 5 as fourfold manifestation layers as such are in 4 space itself. Therefore, with these formats features of hypercube and hypercube 5, we are initiating ourselves for transition from 4 space presided by Lord Brahma to 5 space presided by Lord Shiva by having a start within 4 space itself. Therefore, today and in this session, our focus is that for transition from hypercube 4 to hypercube 5 is the initiation of transition from 4 space to 5 space. Our aim is, our urge is that we shall attain complete transition from 4 space to 5 space. However, for this chase, we are having our start in the 4 space itself, and this start in the 4 space is in terms of hypercube 4, the representative body of 4 space in 4 space, and hypercube 5, the representative body of 5 space in 4 space. Therefore, the chase for transition from 4 space to 5 space, we are at present at the initiation point, and this initiation point is within 4 space itself, and this initiation point is having a format features of hypercube 4 and hypercube 5. Let us have a pause. From this initiation point, our further chase is to be firstly in terms of the formulation Kram Samapti, and secondly in terms of the formulation Kaal, Vidhi, Vidhan. We are having pair of bodies hypercube 4 and hypercube 5. These are the representative regular bodies of 4 space and 5 space in 4 space. From this starting point, with the format features of the pair of bodies, we are proceeding ahead in terms of a pair of formulations. The first formulation is Kram Samapti and second formulation is Kaal, Vidhi, Vidhan. The formulation Kram Samapti as such is a composition of pair of formulations, while the formulation Kaal, Vidhi, Vidhan is a composition of triple formulations. We may have a pause and take note that value 2 is dimension fold of hypercube 4 and value 3 is the dimension fold of hypercube 5. Therefore, for this initiation in terms of hypercube 4 and hypercube 5, we are taking shelter of the first fold, the spatial dimension fold of hypercube 4 and solid dimension of hypercube 5. Therefore, our initiation for a chase for transition from hypercube 4 to hypercube 5 for the purposes of a transition from 4 space to 5 space, we are concentrating upon the dimension fold. The dimension fold of hypercube 4 is plane, that is value 2. The dimension fold of hypercube 5 is 3 space, value 3, and hence the formulation Kaal, Vidhi, Vidhan. Therefore, when we are having a step ahead of the initiation point in 4 space in terms of hypercube 4 and hypercube 5, then as a step ahead, as the first step ahead is going to be in terms of the spatial order of hypercube 4 and solid order of hypercube 5. That means here we are taking shelter of value 2, here we are taking shelter of value 3, and parallel to value 2 we are having a formulation Kram Samapti, which is a composition of a pair of formulations, and formulation crumb is leading to TCV value 13, while the formulation samapti is leading to TCV value 26. One may have a pause here and take note that we are reaching at the transcendental code values as we want to have a transcendence for transition from 4 space to 5 space. As we want to reach from 4 space to 5 space, as such we are availing the transcendental code values of the Devanagari alphabet letters being availed for composition of these formulations. Let us make a specific note that we are attempting initiation for transition from 4 space to 5 space. This initiation is being initiated in the 4 space itself. So by initiating within 4 space, our desire and urge is to reach at 5 space. For it, we are taking the shelter of hypercube 4 and hypercube 5 as representative regular bodies of 4 space and 5 space in 4 space. By settling this initiation point in terms of hypercube 4 and hypercube 5, we are now taking shelter of the first fold spatial dimensional order of the hypercube 4 and solid dimensional order of hypercube 5 and are reaching at a pair of formulations Karma Samapti and Kaal, Vidhi, Vidhan. The Karma Samapti formulation is a composition of pair of formulations and Kaal, Vidhi, Vidhan is a composition of triple formulations. With it now, this pair of formulations as Karma Samapti and triple formulations as Kaal, Vidhi, Vidhan are being approached in terms of the transcendental code values, because the transcendental code values are availed as a tool for transition from 4 space to 5 space. This transition from 4 space to 5 space in fact is a transition from 4-fold manifestation format of 4 space to 5-fold transcendental range format of 5 space. Therefore, let us make a specific note that the Karma Samapti and Kaal, Vidhi, Vidhan formulations are leading us to transcendental code values as 13 and 26 for Karma Samapti and as 9, 18 and 27 for Kaal, Vidhi, Vidhan. Therefore, the chase of transition from 4 space to 5 space along the formats of hypercube 4 and hypercube 5 is to be in terms of the formulation Karma Samapti and formulation Kaal, Vidhi, Vidhan in terms of their TCV values pair 13 and 26 and triple values 9, 18 and 27. Now this formulation Karma Samapti as pair of values 13 and 26 leads us to 13 into 1 and 13 into 2. That means it is going to be a one step ahead, eka adhikain purve. So it is this formulation which is being availed here for this chase of Karma Samapti. This chase, when is being taken as value 13, it will help us appreciate that within 4 space cube, 12 edged cube is having 13 edges. Further, we know that 4 space as dimension of 6 space takes us to 13 geometries range of 6 space. We will be coming to it subsequently, but here for the present one may have a view as that this pair of formulations are having a very rich mathematics and very rich geometric format which is available here for the 4th space, and ahead we will be having triple formulations available 9, 18 and 27, which will help us have a pair of steps 9, 18 and 18, 27, and here we will be having value 9 into 1 and 9 into 2, 9 into 1 and 9 into 2, which is going to be a ekadhikeen purvan sequential progression. For further 18 to 27, we will be having 9 into 2 and 9 into 3, means going from 2 to 3, which as well is of the features of ekadhikeen purvan, and simultaneously it is of the features of reaching from 1 to 1.5 as a multiplier. So these features are a range of a reservoir of very rich mathematics, of very rich geometric format of the 5 space. Therefore, sadhakas fulfilled with the intensity of urge to have a proper comprehension of the transition format from hypercube 4 to hypercube 5 for attainment of transition from 4 space to 5 space. We have to make use of the formulations Kram Samapti and Kaal Vidhi Vidhan, and the transcendental code values pair 13 and 26 for Kram Samapti and 9, 18 and 27 for Kaal Vidhi Vidhan will provide us very rich mathematics of the processing steps of 4 space and of 5 space. Simultaneously will be available the format of 4 space and format of 5 space, and then in terms thereof we will be going to have a transition. A step further ahead, the chase here would be in terms of polygon 4 and here it will be in terms of polygon 5. One may have a fresh look at this pair of formulations and see from each of the corner points there can be only one internal diagonal. Here from each corner there will be a lead of a pair of formulations. Therefore, in terms of diagonals, internal diagonals from the corner points, sequentially from here to here, we are reaching S1 and 2 Eka Adhikeen Purve. Therefore, it is going to be in terms of the diagonals that by the rule of Ekadhikeen Purve, we will be having a transition from format of polygon 4 to polygon 5, and ahead when we will be reaching at hexagon polygon 6, then we will see that polygon 6 is of the format and features such that from each corner we will be having as many as triple diagonals. It is here where we can have a pause now and see that the Kaal Vidhi Vidhan reach as of triple steps is going to be a pair of applications of the rule Ekadhikeen Purven, and it will ultimately leading us to from polygon 4 to polygon 5 and from polygon 5 to polygon 6, which would mean that Kaal Vidhi Vidhan will be simultaneously providing us a format and mathematics for transition ahead from hypercube 5 to hypercube 6. That means sadhakas are fulfilled with the intensity of urge to imbibe the research methodology of ancient wisdom of 6th steps as second step of Kaal Vidhi Vidhan along Brahm Rishi Ved Vyas Path shall initially be face to face with the formats of hypercube 4 and hypercube 5, and then inherently be face to face with the next sequential step of hypercube 6. We shall be taking up these features for elaborate interaction in the evening session of a workshop to be face to face with this pair of features. Thank you very much.